Hello and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop, your one stop for co-op news and playthroughs. And today we're playing through Marvel Champions. It's a super exciting day. It's release day. Well, the day this video is coming out is the day after release day, but I'm playing it on release day. Super excited playing all 4 heroes that are getting released today. You heard me right. 4 heroes. You got Phoenix coming out today, you got Cyclops coming out today, and then you have the Mutant Genesis core set, which has another 2 heroes in it. It's got Colossus and it's got Shadowcat. So look for the 2 videos for the separate heroes here. That's Phoenix and this video, of course, Cyclops. And then look for the other 2 on the One Stop Co-op Shop stream channel. Those 2 videos will be there, as well as we play the campaign for Mutant Genesis. We're going to start that as well today. So lots of Marvel Champions content. So look forward to all of that. So none of these new hero games are we going to play against the new scenarios. If you want to see those, come Friday night. We play 10 p.m. every Friday. You'll see us play some of them live starting this week. All right, so I am taking Cyclops on this one, or Scott Summers, and we're going to take him up against the Green Goblin. Why, you say? Well, bottom line is I heard he's a leadership, and that means lots of allies, and we said, well, what villain has lots of allies? We'll try a ally against ally fight here. So the leader of the X-Men, or at least one of them, is Scott Summers. So let's take a look at him, and if you've never seen one of these videos before, a couple things. Number one, I play on Tabletop Simulator. This does not mean I don't own everything. I own everything in the game. Of course I do. Definitely recommend you do the same. The reason we do it here, it's a lot easier for me to zoom in, look around, just see everything that's going on. With zooming in and out, makes it a lot easier for me to do. So that's why I do it on Tabletop Simulator, but I own everything for the game. You should too. It's just because here I can obviously zoom in a lot better. You can see all the cards, everything else, much easier. So the second thing is, I've never played with this deck before. So I might make some mistakes as we're playing along. Please forgive me. I apologize for those up front. I'm going to do the best I can to keep it clean, but I've never played with this hero before, and things just happen when you're playing a game. You know, we all make mistakes, so please be forgiving for that. This isn't meant to be a rules tutorial. It's meant for me to be experiencing this for the first time, and you experiencing with me for the first time. At the end, I'm going to give you my final thoughts, but let's look at Scott Summers, who is Cyclops. A recovery of 3, 10 hit points, 6 hand size. Pretty standard stuff. On the other side, 5 hand size. Again, pretty standard stuff. Stat line of 212, a little underpowered, a little bit. Usually 222 is what I think of as kind of generic. 6 points there, so that's only 5 points in those 3 things. But let's see how he is going to make up for it. So he's a mutant on this side. You may include X-Men allies from any aspect in your deck. That means he is playing potentially leadership, aggression, justice, and protection allies in there. As long as they're X-Men, he can include them, which is kind of cool. It's a little different than the way they did Star-Lord. So constant training, what's this? Action. Search your deck for a tactic upgrade and add it to your hand. Limit once per round. All right, I don't know anything about tactic upgrades, but that is apparently a thing that he's going to do. And you can keep doing it every round. Let's see what Cyclops does here. Optic Blast, action, attack. Spend 1 resource of any type, deal 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached to them. So they have to have an upgrade attached to them. Maybe that's what these tactics are. Maybe these tactics are upgrade we attach to the enemies. For 1 resource to be able to do 3 damage, it's pretty stinking good. Although if you have to put these upgrades on them, who knows? That definitely increases the cost. All right, well, let's go ahead and draw our starting hand of 6 cards and look through some of the stuff we get. So we got Tactical Brilliance as an event that thwarts. Hero action, thwart, remove 3 threat from a scheme. Choose a tactic card in your discard pile and add it to your hand. Oh, so he's really playing with these tactic cards here. You get 1 from your discard pile. Let's see. Well, we have 2 threat here. It only goes up to 7, so it is a little bit dangerous. So having a thwart card early wouldn't be bad, and it lets me get a tactic back, but I don't even know what a tactic is right now. Ricochet Beam. Attack superpower. Deal 3 damage to an enemy. Deal 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. So you get to do 3 damage and then 3 damage again. It's one of these ones with upgrades. Oh, we got Phoenix here. All right, Phoenix is a 2/2/3 for 3 costs. Pretty good. This is the signature ally, it looks like, of Cyclops over here. After Phoenix enters play, choose a Cyclops card in your discard pile and add it to your hand. Man, Cyclops is really getting stuff out of his discard pile. In this tactic one also, search your deck for a tactic and add it to your hand. But this one, tactic card in your discard pile. Yeah, so he's really messing with drawing cards out of the discard pile, which is pretty cool. Event superpower. Hero interrupt. When you use, so this is full blast, when you use your Optic Blast ability, exhaust Cyclops, this attack deals 8 damage and gains overkill. Boom! Full blast it is. And guess what? We got an enemy here that is looking to get full blast. But it's more expensive than it seems like, because you got to pay 1 for this card, then you got to pay 1 for the ability, plus they've got to have a tactic on them. Oh, speaking of tactics, teamwork tactic. Oh, these are 0 to play though, at least this one is. When you would use your basic thwart power or basic attack power, exhaust an ally you control, add that ally's matching power to your hero's power for this use. So, are these tactics events? Interesting. Because a lot of them say attached to somebody, so this might just be different. Because we've seen cards like this in aggression and justice here. I haven't seen protection yet, but I'm sure they're in that deck as well, where there are these new tactics. When you use your basic power, exhaust an ally, add that ally's matching power to that of your hero. Game time. All right, another tactic. Choose an ally with training upgrade attached. Ready that ally and heal 1 damage from it. So they got to get a training upgrade. All right, which of these cards kind of want to do I keep the thwarting? I mean, I'm going to keep Phoenix for sure. Ricochet Beam seems really good, 3 to 2 different targets. Full Blast seems really good also though. And actually for the same cost, Full Blast seems better because it's 8 instead of 3 and 3. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this. Tactical Brilliance. What's my thwarting? My thwarting's 2, so you know what? I can thwart myself. Teamwork seems good, but I'm going to get rid of it. And game time, I don't have an ally with attachments and stuff yet. I need some double resources here is what I really need. All right, another tactic. Target priority. Attached to an enemy. Max 1 per enemy. It's temporary. When attached enemy is defeated, the player who defeated it draws 2 cards. Woo-hoo-hoo! All right, so there you go. Here's some of these tactics. Utopia. For each of your allies has an X-Men trait, increase your ally limit by 1. So this sounds very similar to Avengers Tower. Response. After an X-Men ally enters play, exhaust Utopia and ready an X-Man character. So this will let you play an X-Man, attack with an X-Man, and then when you play another X-Man, you can ready one of your X-Men. Pretty cool. I don't know why I say X-Man. It's X-Men. I don't know. Anyway, attached to an X-Men ally, max 1 training upgrade per ally. So this is a training upgrade. Attached ally gets +1 attack, 1 thwart, and a hit point. Seems good to make Phoenix a 3/3/3. Seems real good. Well, we're not going to worry about that. I'm going to try to get this full blast off, and then... But don't I get to search or something? Action. Search your deck for a tactic upgrade and add it to your hand. I'm going to pull all those out, and we'll be right back. All right, so let's look through these tactics. Now, I didn't know what I was getting myself in for. Apparently, a big portion of his deck is tactics. So we got the Teamwork Hero Interrupt. We saw this one. When you use a basic power, exhaust another ally and add them to yours, which is good for not having them take consequential damage. Attached to an enemy, max 1 per enemy. Temporary. Attached enemy gets -1 attack. Okay, so that's good. That lets enemies do less damage to you. Choose an ally with a training upgrade attached. Ready it, and so we already saw that. We've got that training upgrade. We've got one in our hands even, right over here. Which, by the way, is training, not a tactic, so not sure why I took that out. All right, game time tactic is an ally with a training. We already just covered that. Exploit weakness. Attached to an enemy. Max 1 per enemy. Temporary. Increase the amount of damage attached enemy takes from each attack by 1. Alright, so more damage to that enemy. Priority target. Attached to an enemy. Max 1 per enemy. Temporary. When attached target is defeated, the player who defeated it draws 2 cards. Yes, please, and thank you. We've actually got that one in our hand. Attached to a minion. Max 1 per minion. Each ally takes -1 consequential damage when attacking that minion. Alright, so you can put it on there and keep your allies around longer. Sweet. So I got to pick one of these tactic upgrades. Oh, so not tactic events. So I don't have to worry about these. So just the upgrades. I guess I only have 4 options now. Not as overwhelming as it was 2 seconds ago. So I get to pick one of these. -1 attack from an enemy. I could put that on the boss, which seems like not the worst idea ever. So let's go ahead and take that one. Attached to an enemy, max 1 per enemy. Attached enemy gets -1 attack. All right, we are going to do that. Now, the question is, can we put more than one of these on an enemy? I feel like I read somewhere we couldn't in one of these cards, but let's see. Tactic upgrade, we did that. All right, so I'm going to flip over. Action, attack. Spend a resource, deal 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached to it. All right, we're not going to worry about that quite yet. So, First things first, I'm going to attach priority target on this, and that is a 0 cost to do that. Now I want to do this full blast using this. So action, spend a resource of any type, deal 3 damage. Let's start with that. Man, this is a good upgrade. I'll do this. So that does 3 damage, but then I want to play full blast also. When you use your optic blast ability, the attack deals 8 and then it gains overkill. So I'm going to spend this one to pay for this. So I paid for my blast, and then I paid 1 more to make it 8 damage with overkill instead. So that's 3 damage here, 5 more to the boss. Alright, so I did 3 damage, 5 carried over to the boss. That gets rid of this goblin here. That gets rid of this. Also, when attached enemy is defeated, the player who defeated it draws 2 cards. Let's go ahead and draw 2 cards. Yeah, this is kind of fun. I'm digging it. I'm digging the combos already. So when you use your basic power, attack, thwart, exhaust an ally you control. Yeah, we got that one. We read that one. Beast. Response. After Beast enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a resource card and add it to your hand. Oh, so you can get it like a double resource after you pay for Beast. The problem is Beast is super expensive at 4. Could pay for Beast right now, but then I'd be out of cards. I have a different plan. I want to do Phoenix. We're going to go ahead and pay 3 for Phoenix. We're going to pay 1. Sorry, Beast. That's 2. 3. I know, that card is so good. Maybe I do keep this one. You know what? Because after Phoenix enters play, choose a Cyclops card in your discard pile and add it to your hand. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to pay 3 here, and I'm going to put Phoenix into play. Now, response, when Phoenix enters play, choose a Cyclops card from your discard pile, put it in your hand. I'm going to do this one, but then the question is, do I add this to the boss and hold on to my Danger Room training, or do I put Danger Room training on? You know what? -1 for the rest of the game on the boss seems too good to pass up. I'm going to do that. I'm going to hold on to this Danger Room training, which means, yeah, I'll get 1 less attack this turn. I mean, maybe I just even hold up and don't do anything with Phoenix this turn and just wait till I put the Danger Room upgrade on. But in the meantime, Cyclops is going to thwart for 2. Bink, bink. And then, yeah, I'll hold on to Jean Grey for now. I won't have her do her attack. Might regret that later, but we'll see. Alright, so hand size of 5. I'm going to hold on to this 1 card. I'm drawing 4 more. Psychic Rapport. Team up Cyclops and Phoenix. Okay. At ready Cyclops and Phoenix, choose to either return Cyclops card from your discard pile to your hand or place 2 power counters on Phoenix. Oh, yes. So that lets me return a Cyclops card from my discard to my hand, which seems good. Energy. Oh, by the way, new art on Energy, Genius, and Strength. Pretty cool. Upgrade, exploit weakness, attached to an enemy, max 1 per enemy. Temporary, increase the amount of damage attached enemy takes from each attack by 1. This is a tactic upgrade. Attached to an enemy, max 1 per enemy. Temporary. Alright, you know, that seemed too good to be true. Temporary. A card with temporary must be discarded from play at the end of the round. So I'm going to change what I did at the end of the round there. Sorry. A little bit of backtracking, but temporary is going to go away. So it's not -1 attack forever. That would have been -1 attack for this round. So I am going to use this card, this temporary card, to pay for my Danger Room training. So that would add +1 to all the stats. And then we'll go ahead and now use Phoenix for the attack at the end of the round. So 1, 2, 3 damage and 1 consequential damage to Phoenix. Alright, so now I'm going to draw up to 5 cards. Yeah, temporary seemed too good to be true. I'm like, wait a minute, what's this temporary? Attached to an enemy, max 1 per enemy. Temporary, increase the amount of damage attached enemy takes by 1 from each attack. Seems good. Ricochet Beam, deal 3 damage to an enemy, 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade attached. Also seems good. And then, effective leadership. Interrupt. When you spend this card to play an ally, that ally gets +1 thwart and attack till the end of the phase. Oh, nice. You know, I was hoping for more cards like this, so pretty neat. Okay, so let's increase threat. We're going to increase it by 1 here. Then Goblin is going to attack, and after Green Goblin attacks and damages you, place a threat on the main scheme. Now, the odds of him damage me, pretty high here. I only have 1 defense, but you know what? Well, the extra threat, who cares, because I can just thwart it away next turn. So yeah, I will just take this. So that's 2 damage, plus the villain heals 2 damage. Well, there's that. So I take 2. There's going to be one threat added. If I would have defended, it wouldn't have been added, but you know what? Life goes on. Oh, I need to ready up my ally. All right, so now I'm going to take my encounter card, which is a Goblin Thrall. Alrighty, so let's see. Deal 3 damage to an enemy, deal 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade. Do I have a way to do an upgrade? Attached to an enemy, max 1 per enemy, temporary. Increases the amount of damage attached enemy takes from each attack by 1. So we are going to do that. Unfortunately, I don't have a ally to play, so this effective leadership doesn't really help me. What's this? This is my team up card. Allows me to bring a card back. I mean, I could do that to bring that card back, but no, that's all right. All right, so I'm going to spend this effective leadership card to play Exploit Weakness. Attached to an enemy, temporary, increases the amount of damage that enemy takes. So for this round, enemy is taking 1 more damage. Yep, we're just going full out aggression here, apparently. That's a thing. So we're going to start with now playing Ricochet Beam. Attack, deal 3 damage to an enemy, and then deal 3 damage to an enemy with an upgrade. I believe I can do this. Now, I could be wrong. The guard might block it, but I believe I do 3 damage first, resolve that attack, and then on the villain here. Then we're going to have Phoenix attack again, normally doing 2 plus 1 for this upgrade, which would be 3, but because, again, of this Exploit Weakness, it's going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as much as I want to just destroy him while he's got this Exploit Weakness, I don't really feel like flipping him right now, so we are going to go ahead and thwart for 2 off of the main scheme and hope that is going to be good enough for now. Alright, let's go ahead and ready up. And do I want to keep this card? I do have both. It would let me return a card from my discard pile, so I could do that overkill card or whatever else. 2 seems expensive for that though. Plus, let's get through this whole deck, because the rate I'm going right now, I might be blasting through them on just a few turns in. All right, so let's go ahead and draw 5 cards. See what we got. Danger Room Training. Max 1 training per ally. Choose an ally with the training upgrade attached. Ready that ally and heal a damage from it. Yes, please, and thank you, game time. That seems real good for 0 cost. Attached to an enemy. Temporary. Increase the amount of damage they take by 1. Another one of those. Great. Attached to an enemy. Max 1 per enemy. Now, I'm curious about this max 1 per enemy stuff. I'm going to look that up for a second real quick too. Is it 1 total upgrade per enemy? Oh, 1 of each upgrade per enemy, because that makes a big difference. And then another Danger Room Training. Lots of training. So it doesn't clarify, but I'm going to assume because it says max 1 per enemy, that's 1 of this exact Exploit Weakness card per enemy, because it doesn't say max 1 upgrade per enemy. It just says max 1 per enemy. They are temporary. They go away at the end of the round, so not a big deal either way if we get it wrong. But yeah, I think it's max 1 per enemy. And it goes away at the end of the round, not at the end of your turn. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the villain turn. We're going to add a threat over there. We're going to have Green Goblin attack. Green Goblin's going to attack me. I am still not going to defend it. So let's go ahead and see. It's 2 plus another 1 is 3 damage, which will also add a threat here. 1, 2, 3. And not the end of the round yet. Let's see the villain card. The villain attacks you. I'm at 5. If it's a 3 boost, then I die. So I will go ahead and defend. Defend for 2. And put Goblin Thrall into play. Engage with you. Well, that is just not making me happy. So Goblin Thrall is in play. Engage with me. And he does 2 damage. I block both of it, which means no actual extra damage gets put up there. All right, so that was that turn. Let's go ahead and take my turn. We will put this. So I'm going to spend 1 of these extra cards that I have here to increase the amount of damage the enemy takes by 1. We'll put that up there. And then we are going to put this one over here. Attached to an enemy, max 1 per enemy. They get -1 attack. That isn't really the important part here. The important part is action, attack. Spend 1 resource of any type. Deal 3 damage to an enemy with an optical upgrade attached. Limit once per round. So I'm going to go ahead and spend this other Danger Room Training here to do 3 damage to this Goblin Thrall. Goodbye, Goblin Thrall. And this goes away. Man, Cyclops seems pretty good. Seems very, very good. After Phoenix enters play. Alright, so she's 3 life, but again, +1 hit point because of Danger Room Training. We're going to have her attack. She attacks for 1, 2, 3. Villain's actually taken extra damage, So that would be 4, but only 2 life left. So let's advance to the next stage. When revealed, deal 2 encounter cards to each player. Well, that changes things, right? For response after Green Goblin attacks and damages you, place a threat on the main scheme. Got that. Now, so that would take the damage on Phoenix up to 3, which would normally defeat her. But again, this Danger Room training is keeping her alive. But choose an ally with a training upgrade attached. Ready that ally and heal 1 damage from it. So I'm going to ready Jean Grey, take her down to 2 damage, but we're just going to have her attack again. So her 3 damage plus 1 from the vulnerability of this exploit weakness is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Damage on Green Goblin taken from 18 down to 14, which all seems pretty good, although I got a couple cards in front of me, which doesn't make me happy. If I flip down, I'm not going to lose this turn. If I don't flip down, I'm a little worried about dying. I'm going to stay up anyway because I don't love threat on the main scheme. Let's see if I can get some allies to help me with that and take it down next turn, or just kill him next turn, let's be honest. All right, let's draw our 5 cards. We have a blindfold. Oh, it's not a blindfold. It is a person named Blindfold. I have not heard of this character before, but apparently it's one of the psionic X-Men. She has 2 thwart, 0 attack, and 2 life for 3 cost. Response after Blindfold enters play. Look at the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. Discard 1 of these cards and put the rest back in the same order. We got this leadership thing again. When if it's used to pay for an ally, seems good. Ooh, Ruby Quartz Visor. It's an item and upgrade. Exhaust this card to generate energy resource for your Optic Blast ability. That attack gains piercing and ranged. I mean, so piercing gets rid of tough. Ranged, well, we know, avoids retaliate. But the big thing is it's a free resource, so we can do this Optic Blast basically free as long as we can get attachment on somebody every turn. Coordinated attack, max 1 per minion. Each ally takes -1 consequential damage when attacking attached minion. So you attach it to a minion and you take less damage for attacking it, less consequential damage. Ooh, Dust, another ally. So again, you'll notice I'm getting different aspects, even though I'm leadership. And the reason, as a reminder, is you may include X-Men allies from any aspect. So Cyclops lets you do that. So let's see what Dust is all about. 1/1 with the star on their attack, 3 life, 3 cost. Interrupt. When Dust attacks a minion, she attacks each minion in play. Dust takes 1 consequential damage after this attack. So it's not just 1 consequential damage, but it's a 2nd consequential damage. It's an interrupt. It's not a forced interrupt, so you don't have to do this. It's only for 1 though. I guess you boost her up, makes it better, but takes a 2nd consequential damage for doing so. Not too bad, not too bad, although I don't know. I don't know about a 1/1. We'll see about that. I'm leaning toward Blindfold over here, which lets me kind of mess with the enemy encounter deck too. So I don't see Shadows of the Past, which I probably will because I've just summoned it. I beckoned it by just mentioning its name. All right, so let's go ahead and see what's going on over here. We're going to add 1 threat to the main scheme. Then we are going to have Green Goblin attack me. I am going to defend this attack with Phoenix. So it is a 2 damage attack plus 2 more. That would be 4. That's okay. Phoenix takes all of it. Goes to my discard pile. And we don't add 1 to any threat here because it says after they damage you, meaning your identity. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the 3 different encounter cards that we got here. First of all, Green Goblin attacks with +X attack, where X is equal to the villain's stage number. Well, that didn't work out well for me. All right, stage 2, so that is a 4 damage attack coming at me. I'm definitely going to have to defend it for my 2 defense. And didn't die yet. Give the villain an additional boost card for this activation. Well, might be coming. +0. All right, so it's +1 total. So attacks for 4, 5. I blocked 2 of that, so 1, 2, 3. Hey, remember how I said maybe I should flip over? Yeah, maybe I should have flipped over. We'll see. I still got 2 more cards to deal with. Discard X cards from the encounter deck, where X is equal to double the villain's stage number. Each time a goblin minion is discarded this way, choose to either take 3 damage or put that minion into play. Guess what I can't do? Take 3 damage. So stage is 2, so we're going to reveal 4 cards. 1, not a goblin. 2, not a goblin. Thank you, bye Shadows of the Past. 3, not a goblin. And 4, not a goblin. Woo! Oh my goodness. This is, alrighty. This is happening. Okay, so we do have a side scheme here. It's Goblin Nation. Each Goblin enemy, including Green Goblin, gets +1 attack. So we're going to put 2 threat here. So plus attack for a Goblin. End of the round happens. This temporary thing goes away. Wow. Just wow. All right. So we're going to put Blindfold in play. I think that's... And actually, I want this Optical Visor too. But I can do both things. I'm going to use Dust and this card. When you spend this card, get +1 Thwart and attack. Oh, that's only 2. Huh. This is attached to a minion. There are no minions in play. So 3 pays for Blindfold. She comes in after she enters play. Look at the top 5 cards in the encounter deck. Discard 1 and put the rest back in the same order. Oh, the same order. Interesting. All right, but she's going to thwart for 3 this turn. So we'll just have her do that right now. Take her consequential damage to remove 1, 2, 3. All right, so got to put them back in the same order. So that will be top. That would be the boost card right now. All right, so let's look at the order here. So right now I'd like this not to be the boost card because I'm going to be flipped down. I don't want him to scheme for 4, although it's not the end of the world if we have to, and then the villain's going to scheme on an advance. I definitely don't want that. My leaning is toward discarding this right now, which would make a 0 boost, and then this would be the card I get, which is discard X cards, where X is equal to double the, and then add each Goblin in play. Well, neither of the first 2 are Goblins, and that would get rid of this Goblin Glider, which I'm not sad about. So yeah, we're going to discard this first card. We're going to put these back in the order we got them. All right, doesn't seem terrible. So we thwarted. I'm going to flip down and then search your deck for a tactic upgrade and add it to your hand. Not going to do that because I don't want extra cards in my hand and I don't want to discard tactic upgrades right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and end my turn. I'm going to draw up to 6 cards, which means draw 5 new ones. Ooh, Field Commander. You take the first turn during the player phase. When your turn is done, player proceeds in player order, starting with the first player. You decide not to take another turn. So I guess the benefit of that is it lets you put the tactics on the enemies. Is that the benefit? Attached to an enemy? Yeah, because it's not an action. So the benefit is you get to put them on before other players go. Doesn't really help in solo though, so let's see if there's any help for solo players. When your turn is done, proceeds clockwise. Alright, each Cyclops upgrade attached to a minion loses the temporary keyword. So minions only, not boss, they get to stay in play forever, which seems good. Alright, so both of these cards are kind of my signature cards, it looks like. One lets me use my visor for free, the other lets me keep my tactics in play on minions. I get a strength card to help play for my visor, that makes me happy. Teamwork, Game time would be awesome if I had an ally with an attachment, but I don't. Rock Slide. That's a pretty fun name. 2 consequential damage on its attack, but 3 attacks pretty good. 6 life, oh my gosh, and retaliate 1. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. The problem is I then don't have enough resources to pay for my other stuff. We'll see how we make that work, because I do think I can search for a tactic, so that'll be another thing that I can do. Search your deck for a tactic upgrade. Only the upgrade ones. But it is not my turn anymore. It is the enemy's turn. So we're going to add 1 over here. Then we are going to have Goblin Scheme. Goblin Scheming for 2 plus 0. We knew that. So that's 2 more. We know what this card is too. Guess what? This is, we're going to discard cards and see if we get any minions. So we discard 2. We know are not minions. 3, also not a minion. 4, that is the worst of the minions, the Goblin Knight. Force response. After Goblin Knight attacks you, discard a card from the encounter deck. If that card is a Goblin minion, put it into play, engage with you. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. 14 health on the boss, 7 on the Knight. I don't really have wonderful stuff right now either. All right, so why am I exhausted? I should have readied up. My ally should have readied up. We're good there. All right, game time would be good, except she can only thwart, which isn't super helpful. It's not super unhelpful for sure, because this card does give every minion +1 attack. The problem is game time readies it and heals the damage, but if she's not readied, then she's dead. So do I just heal the damage? I feel like that's the way to go, so I still play it unless I just want to get Rock Slide out, seems good also. 3 attack. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me search for a tactic and see if I can find one that like maybe draws me cards. Upgrade tactic. Takes -1 consequential damage when attacking attached minion. That's not terrible. Oh, that is really good, except I never mind. Not with 0 attack, it's not really good. Temporary, when attached enemy is defeated, draw 2 cards. Alright, that one seems good. Can I defeat the enemy though is the problem. I think the answer is no. I mean, those are good if I'm going to play Rock Slide. Because Rock Slide takes 2 consequential, it'll only be 1 in that situation. So that'd be 3 damage. I could blast. Ooh, what's teamwork? When you use your basic thwart or basic attack, exhaust, and I don't think I'm using a basic anything. I think I got a heal. Unless I really need that extra damage. So the question is, do I get the thing that lets me draw 2 cards? I'd love to get this visor. Decisions. So I'm going to do the 1 less consequential damage when attacking. So I got this attached to this minion. I drew that. Let's shuffle these up. Now I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4. Makes me sad I'm not going to get my visor out, but I feel like I need Rock Slide out this turn. Rock Slide 6 health is going to, and 3 attack. I'm going to attack over here. I get only 1 consequential damage because of the villain's upgrade, and I do 3 damage here. If I could find a way to do 1 damage. 1 stinking damage. So I could make this upgrade permanent, but I'd have to get rid of my visor. You know what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Boom. Field Commander. So I would take every first turn, and this is not temporary. That is now a permanent upgrade over here. Unfortunately, now I don't have my visor to blast. I'm going to heal for 3. I'm going to flip over, and we're just going to go see what happens from there. So I could remove this to reduce the damage I take. +1 damage, not great, but I need a chumper. So I'm going to keep blindfold for that. I'm just going to ready up, and I am going to draw my hand. So I draw 5 cards. Let's see what I get. Coordinated attack, -1 consequential damage. Thwart, remove 3 threat from a scheme. Choose a tactic card in your discard pile and add it to your hand. Genius, seems nice. Priority target. Attach an enemy. When attached enemy is defeated, draw 2 cards. That's also good. Danger Room. Oh, alter ego response. After X-Men ally enters play, exhaust Danger Room, search your deck and discard pile for a training upgrade, and attach it to that ally. Any player whose alter ego has the mutant trait may trigger this ability. So that lets me immediately give them +1 hit point, +1 attack, +1 thwart whenever I am in alter ego form when I put out I mean, there's a lot of what ifs in that statement, but it seems pretty good. First things first, we are going to add 1 threat to the scheme. Then Goblin is going to attack. I'm going to block with blindfold. So that is an attack for 3 because of Goblin Nation. +2 more would be 5. That seems like a good use of a block right there instead of me just dying. Okay, so that's taken care of. Now, after Goblin Knight attacks, discard a card from the encounter deck. If it's a Goblin minion, put it into play, engage with you. We're going to go ahead and block that. So let's see. After Goblin Knight attacks you, I don't think it's me anymore because I blocked it. Could be wrong on that, but Retaliate is going to put this up. So that's 3 damage. So 1 + 3 is 4. I do get that Retaliate off, so that puts him at 4 also. I don't think he attacked in damage. After he attacks you, yeah, he still attacked me even though I blocked. Alright, so we're putting that in play. Alright, so I quickly looked up a rules explanation, and double bad for me. Not only when I block does this count as an attack against me, but since we're still in the encounter phase, this new one is going to attack me as well. So that's going to be 2 damage against me. That is a little bit brutal. So now we still haven't done our encounter card. Let's go ahead and do that. And guess what? Another goblin. Another goblin soldier. Wow. Holy moly. And I got nobody to defend right now. It's a little bit ugly, not gonna lie, a little bit ugly. The only good news is I'm probably gonna go to my alter ego side because I can't deal with all this. Each ally takes -1 consequential damage. When attacking, Tactical Brilliance, remove 3 threat from a scheme. Choose a tactic to your from your discard pile and add it to your hand. Alright, I think I am going to do this part of it. And this is just +1 attack, right? Okay. So I'm going to do 2 to play Tactical Brilliance, which thwarts for 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to search for, choose a tactic card in your discard pile. So let's do that. I'm going to take a priority target, which is when attached enemy is defeated, the player who defeated it draws 2 cards. We're going to put another one of these on the knight, and then because they don't go away now, because of my field commander ability, I'm going to go ahead and put a target priority on one of these goblin soldiers as well. Now, let's go ahead and I'm going to discard coordinated attack to do my optical blast over here, which does 3 damage to the knight. Let's go ahead and defeat the knight, and then I get to draw 2 cards because of that target priority. So that's 1, I just decked myself. 2. Alrighty, so I've got an ally that I would love to bring out, but I can't right now because I put this card over here, which was probably stupid. That's okay. Reduce the cost to play Angel by 1 if your identity has a mutant or X-Men trait, which I do. So actually only costs 2 for this Angel to come out, which seems pretty good for a 1/2. So I'd love to put this Danger Room out, but unfortunately 1/2. And I get +1 attack and +1 thwart for Angel till the end of the turn. So that would be 3 attack or 2 thwart. We are going to go ahead and do 3 attack over here. And then we're going to do, I only attack for 1. Ugh. So what I'm going to do, I am going to thwart for 2. I'm going to get rid of this side scheme. Goblin Nation seems real bad when they're about to attack me for just a butt ton of damage over here. Alright, so that was that, and let's go ahead and ready up and draw up. I am not putting my signature cards in. Oh, there you go. There's the Ruby Quartz Visor again, which makes my shooting things with things on it free, which seems way better than having to spend resources for that, gotta be honest. So we're going to add 1 threat to the scheme, then the goblin is going to attack. I'm not going to defend with a goblin soldier as much as I would love to. I'm going to defend with Rock Slide, who still has 2 life left, which means Rock Slide is not surviving this. Yep, so that is 3 total damage. Rock Slide goes bye-bye. Thank you very much for what you've done, though. I appreciate that. Now, this goblin soldier is going to attack for 1. I'm just going to take it. This goblin soldier is going to attack for 1. I'm just going to take it. Yes, I am down to 1 life. Things are not looking very pretty. I do have blindfold. I do have my visor. We'll see how this all works out, especially with an extra card here. I do have a chumper if need be, though. So let's go ahead and deal 1 damage to the engaged player when these are defeated. Huh. Good to know. All right. Good to remember when I'm sitting on 1 life. Green Goblin attacks with +X attack, where X is the villain's stage number. Well, guess what? That just means I'm blocking with Angel. So that is a 4 attack plus put this goblin into play. Lovely. 4 damage to Angel. Ouch. And attach to Green Goblin. When Green Goblin schemes or attacks, give him an additional boost card for that activation. Hero action. Spend 2 mental resources to get rid of that. Ow. 2 boost cards. No thank you. And I do not have 2 mental resources to get rid of it either. So I guess we're going to deal with it, and we're going to deal with all these goblins doing goblin-y things over here. Huh. Well, none of this seems good. Ooh, do I have a tactic card in my discard pile? I have a location. I don't have a tactic card. So that means it should probably spend a tactic card to do this tactical brilliance. I mean, there's only 2 threat. I could just put blindfold in and take care of that. Alright, well, first things first, I'm definitely putting my tactical visor in. That means I get to blast for free. We will go ahead and do that. We will go ahead and exhaust this to generate a lightning resource for optical blast. Attack games, piercing, and range. That's fine. That gets rid of this thrall. Alright, 1 less thing to worry about. Can put blindfold in, which seems like the right call here. And that'll let me remove the last 2 threat and have an ally to chump or whatever else I need. So I'm going to flip over. I'm going to heal for 3. Because, ouch, That's all I'm going to say is ouch. I get to look for a tactic. Let's search for one I don't care about. Probably should care about this one, but it's the enemy gets -1 attack. But instead of doing that, I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3 to put blindfold out. That lets me look at the top 5 enemy cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I get to remove one. So 3 boosts seems real bad on a scheme, so that will probably be the one I remove. Although when I remove it, I get to a 2 boost. And then I put this in, which when defeated in player order, each player must discard 2 cards from the encounter deck. Put goblins into play. That would be the boost. Next time, oh my gosh. All of these are terrible options, but yep. I will discard this, put them back in the same order. Don't want that 2 boost, but it's better than getting an additional encounter card every turn. So this is when they are defeated, I get to draw 2 cards. All right. I'm on my alter ego side. I need to figure out a way to blast Goblin because I'm not going to survive this much longer. It was looking easy early. That is not the case anymore, quite clearly. I am proving I can snatch defeat from the mouth of victory at any moment. So we're going to add 1 threat to the main scheme, and then we are going to have Goblin scheme. Goblin's going to scheme for 2. Wait, I never thwarted with blindfold. I'm sorry. End of my turn. I definitely would have thwarted with blindfold. Would have put that down to 0. Now we do add 1 at the beginning of the turn. Now it's going to scheme for 2 plus another 2 would be 4, which we knew was coming. So that's 5 total. 6, 7. So that is still going to sadly get rid of this first scheme, but at least it didn't overkill it by too much. All right, so when completed in player order, each player not engaged with a goblin minion must discard 3 cards from the encounter deck and put the first goblin minion discarded this way into play. Engage with them. I am engaged with a minion, so not an issue. And actually, we should have boosted their boost by 2, which did another 1, so it would have popped here instead. So we're at 1. Does 2 plus 2 cards. So it's 2 plus 2 from the first, plus 1 from the next would be 3 more, so that's a total of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sitting at 6. Then when this goblin schemes, it's going to scheme it out, and so we still have 1 more goblin to go here. All right, so we take this away. Then when revealed, advance to stage 2. So it's going to get 4 per player, and 11 we lose. But here's the big kicker. It's going to advance by X, as X is equal to the total number of goblin enemies, including Green Goblin in play. If the stage is complete, players lose the game. So yeah, right now it's going to advance by 3 a turn. Doesn't seem good. Not at all. Then we have to add 1 more because this goblin had not yet schemed. Then we draw an encounter card. Oh, which we knew was going to be another goblin soldier. This is real bad because as you defeat these, as a reminder, you're taking a damage from each one when they get defeated. So yeah, there's a thing. I've got a little bit of stuff that I can do here. Let's start with using my action to go ahead and search for a card. I'm going to search for, here you go. Practical defense, attach to the enemy, they get -1 attack. So we're going to go ahead and grab that and put that on one of the goblins over here, which seems good because that way we don't take the extra damage from that. Ooh, full blast lets me really do some overkilling action here. Oh, I do have this double resource. I do have tactical brilliance. You know what? I need to do this. So I'm going to spend this. Oh, that's a hero action. So let me go ahead and heal 3 first. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to flip. Then I'm going to play my double mental resource genius to get rid of this. I don't need hysteria. I don't need him drawing an extra boost card. That seems like a terrible idea. Okay, now I do have danger room training, which will let me thwart better and all of that. So we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and spend teamwork to do that. So blindfold now has 3 life, thwarts for 3, attacks for 1. Blindfold is going to thwart for their 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to play game time, choose an ally with a training upgrade, ready the ally and heal a damage from it. So I'm going to go ahead and ready blindfold and heal a damage. All right, now do I want a full blast? I kind of feel like I need to. All right, so I'm going to use this to pay for my deal an additional 3 damage to an enemy. So that's 3, and then I'm going to pay for full blast, which changes this attack, deals 8 damage and gains overkill. So I'm going to do that instead. Now the question is, do I just blows this one up? That would let me draw 2 cards. This one's not going to attack me anyway. I feel like drawing 2 cards is good, but they might be something that I can't spend. You know what? I can't think that way. I'm going to go ahead and blow this one up. So that is 8 damage. So 3 plus 2 defeats this one. So 2 damage gone. That means there's 6 left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That seems good. Getting that down to 8 life. And then I get to draw 2 cards and hope they are something good. Utopia, after X-Men enters play, which is good, but not great. Danger Room Training. I already have a Danger Room Training on this ally. You can only have 1 on each. So, yeah. Utopia seems real good, but I don't know that I can hold on to it. So, it is not the end of my turn yet. I am going to use Blindfold one last time to thwart here. And we're going to call it good. We're going to discard these 2 cards. Both good cards, but not what I need at this point of the game. I need allies, I need blocking, I need damage is really what I need. Ooh, Phoenix. Choose a Cyclops card in your discard pile and add it to your hand. Boom! Okay, I think this is going to be good. I think we're going to be able to do that 8 damage with the card I pull from my discard pile. We'll see how this works though. Got to survive first. So we got 1, 2, 3 goblins in play. Let's add 3 threats to the scheme. Goblin is going to attack. I'm going to block that over here with Blindfold. Thank you, Blindfold. The villain heals 2 damage. You would heal 2 damage, wouldn't you? Alrighty. And does 2 damage as well. So thank you, Blindfold. I appreciate all you've done for me. Then this goblin's going to attack me for 1. I will go ahead and take it. This goblin is going to attack for 0 because attached enemy gets -1. Remember, this is supposed to be temporary, but going to stay in play forever, which means this goblin is really just adding 1 threat, which I'm okay with right now. All right, now let's go ahead and draw a card. And of course, when revealed, you are stunned. If you are already stunned, take 2 damage. Remember how I was confident 10 seconds ago? I am no longer confident. Monster. I'm friends with the monster. I'm not friends with this monster, by the way. Not even a little bit. I still think I'm okay. Let's start by attacking to get rid of my stun. Then, let's go ahead and spend 2 resources, 3 resources to play, not exploit weakness, to play Phoenix. Sorry. Alright, so Phoenix, after Phoenix enters play, choose a Cyclops card. Alright. Yeah, I think this still works. Where is that Cyclops card that did plus 8 damage? There we go. Okay. So deal 8 damage and overkill. When you exhaust Optic Blast, yeah. Alright, so I got a 0 cost thing attached to a minion. No! So this doesn't work the way I was hoping. Still gonna have to do this. So we'll put this on this minion. I have the 1. If I had the 1 to put here, then I'd still have to play for full blast. I needed 1 more resource, which I don't have, which makes me very, very sad. But I'm going to go ahead and do this, which lets me optical blast. Then I got to pay 1. So I'm going to have to pay this to do 8 damage to a minion. I will choose monster over here as that minion. Actually, no, I'm not doing that yet. Hold on. Not yet. I have something better to do first. So first, Phoenix is going to attack. The reason I'm doing it in this order is Phoenix attacks for 2 damage and does not take consequential damage because of this card here. So Phoenix basically gets a free attack off, which makes me happy. So that's 2 damage. Then I'm going to do that optical blast thing for 8 damage with overkill. So the same amount of damage is going to get them to the boss. So that's 4 more damage that goes here, and then 4 more that gets carried over to the boss, putting it at 6. Alright, unfortunately I really didn't progress very far toward winning. I mean, I did some damage there. I got rid of some minions, so we'll call that a success. And I got Phoenix out, so we got that going for us. Alright, let's go ahead and draw our 5 cards and do the enemy turn. So they're going to get 1, 2, 3 because they still have 3 goblins. Goblin is going to attack me. I'm not going to get killed by this, so I'm just going to take it. So that's +2. That's 2 + 2 is 4. After Goblin attacks and damages you, place a threat on the main scheme. I might have forgotten to do that a time or two. Still wouldn't have gone over though, so I feel like I'm alright with that. So that's 4 damage I take. I'm going to take 1 more from this Goblin here, which means if I defeat either of these, I die, which seems bad. So let's not defeat either of those and let's not die, shall we? Alright, good. We're all agreed. This one attacks. This one, of course, doesn't because of the -1 attack. Well, they attack, but don't do any damage. Let's see what this encounter card is. Guard. Oh! You are literally trying to give me a heart attack here, aren't you, game? Alright. I'm going to lose to standard, aren't I, here? After Beast enters play, search your deck and discard pile for a resource card and add it to your hand. So that seems good. -1 damage. Alright. So game time. I don't have anybody with an ally. Oh, Cyclops and Phoenix I do have. Ah, ready Cyclops and Phoenix. Choose to either return a Cyclops card from the discard pile to your hand or place 2 power on. All right. Yes, 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 yes. So do I have an upgrade? I could put. No, that's a minion. No, I need an upgrade. I could put not an upgrade, but a downgrade. You know what I mean. I need a bad grade for this boss here. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to attack for 1. Phoenix is going to attack for 2. That's a total of 3 damage done over here to this Goblin Thrall. Then I'm going to play Psychic Rapport. So I'm going to spend game time I don't need because I don't have an upgrade, and another game time I don't need. Those are great because they let you ready your ally, but they have to have a training upgrade. I don't have a training upgrade. But I have this, which lets me ready Cyclops and Phoenix and choose to either return Cyclops. Yes, so I'm going to get a Cyclops card from my discard pile, which hopefully will be what I need to win this game. We will see. All right, so which Cyclops card am I taking? I'm taking the one that gives me +1 damage for each attack. This one, I believe it is. Attached to the enemy. Increase the damage the attacked enemy takes by for each attack by 1. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend 1. I'm going to spend this coordinated attack. Well, I'll spend Beast here. I'll put coordinated attack on this Goblin Soldier because why not? So let's make this happen. First things first, I'm going to attack for 2. 1, 2. I normally only attack for 1, but again, every attack does an extra damage. Then I'm going to attack for 3. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to use my visor to attack for 3 more damage, which would be 4. Boom, boom, boom. See ya, Green Goblin. Yeah! All right, final thoughts time. Wow, what a game. Oh my gosh. That was, it gave me a little bit of heart panic there. I thought I was going to lose several times. And to be honest, you might have caught a mistake I made and I might have lost, but that's okay. It's all right because I feel like a winner inside. Anyway, let's get to final thoughts here. Wow, that was a lot of fun. That was Cyclops putting out downgrades on enemies, adding these tactics to them. It's a fun, again, they do it every time. I keep saying this with all these new heroes. I'm like, oh wow, they found a new way to make it interesting. They found a new way to make it interesting. I think Cyclops is probably the most interesting and different of the heroes I played so far. I really like the ability for him to lead the X-Men as well in a different way than Star-Lord leads the Guardians, where, you know, Star-Lord makes everybody into a Guardian, which thematically makes sense. If you look, they basically recruited anybody, didn't care. Whereas X-Men, it makes sense that if they're an X-Man, regardless of what aspect they're in, they would want to be on the X-Men team. So that makes a lot of sense as well. So thematically, it makes sense. I love the visor because it was pretty expensive early to do those extra 3-point attacks, but being able to do 1 free 3-point attack a turn is pretty good. All you have to do is get those upgrades and tactics. The only thing I worry about with Cyclops is that you're just going to want to put these tactics in so badly, and it's going to hog up such a big portion of your deck that deck building will get a little stale with him. That's my only fear with Cyclops right now. But what I did with him was a lot of fun. And then the only other fear I have, actually looking back at like Black Widow, who's one of my favorite heroes, there haven't been many preparations that have come out since Black Widow came out. And so because of that, I worry that there aren't going to be other tactics that come out that you're going to be able to attach to enemies, right? We had some here. We had some leaderships and ones that you could attach to enemies, but I fear that this tactic thing is going to go away after this hero, like preparations did after Black Widow. Now, don't get me wrong, I feel like there's a lot of ways to build Black Widow, but I also feel like you don't need preparations, where Cyclops, his special ability specifically makes it so you need the hero to have a preparation on for you to use that optic blast. So that's the only thing I worry about with this hero, but with all that being said, he's super fun to play right now, and that's all that really matters. It's a hero that does a lot of damage, that blasts through pretty quickly, but has the consequences of it. But I feel like a lot of times these glass cannon heroes can be, and I'm not saying that's what Cyclops is, because 2 defense is nothing to sneeze at, but I do feel like he is more of a damager. Even though his attack's only 1, I do still feel like he's more of a damager than he is a protector or a thwarter. Maybe thwart, because he thwarts for 2. I mean, I guess he's pretty well balanced. So, but anyway, so I feel like he was, at least the way I played him this game, he was a little bit of a glass cannon, which was fun to do. I had a lot of fun doing it. Doing that 8 damage blasts all the time were super fun. But I think it's a little more balanced than some of the ones we've had in the past, which do a lot of damage but can't take a hit back. I feel like between the allies he can put in his deck and having a little bit of defense there, that 2 defense helped out a couple times. Obviously ending on 1 life, it's gonna, you know, if I only had 1 defense, that wouldn't have survived the round. So I don't know. I had a lot of fun. You could probably tell by my reaction, but the only thing I worry about is, are we going to get these tactics cards in the future that we're going to be able to attach to enemies? I hope we do. It's a fun mechanic, and I like the fact that he specifically goes for that mechanic. I also like the card cycling he has. Pull Cyclops cards out of your discard pile. It lets you get those big attacks off over and over again, which not many heroes can get away with, because there isn't a way to pull stuff out. But he's got the thwart card that lets him pull out a card, and he's got Phoenix, which lets him pull out a card as well. So a little bit more trash digging, which we haven't seen in the hero before also. So Cyclops has a lot of things going for him, and just a lot of fun to play. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Also check out our Phoenix video, check out our Colossus video, check out our Shadowcat video, and watch out for the next few weeks. We're also going to be playing through Mutant Genesis campaign, so join us Friday nights live for that as well. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and we will see you soon. Bye!